The great gift that animals have always offered the human species is their radical otherness, their ultimate unknowability. To understand animals, we launch the full force of our enlightened inquiry. Collections, dissections, taxonomies, illustrations, definitions, classifications, mythologies. We contain them in zoos. We own them as pets. We train them and shape their behavior into predictable responses. In truth, they will always escape the systems of meaning we construct for them. Animals show us how much we still need to learn, not only about them, but about ourselves. And on that journey, we discovered that we humans are not so very exceptional at all. Tonight, we take you on a journey into the territory of heightened physical listening, sound, touch, spatial listening, weight sensing, tactile listening. This is the place where our sensory receptors are fully awake, innocent, untethered to our customary verbal left brain ways of knowing. This is the place where our child self lives, where touch leads curiosity and begins the dialogue. The sense of mastery, of knowing exactly what came next. When we started working with horses, you can choreograph and rehearse, but there's a really good chance that's going to change. Sometimes You need to change the spacing. To adjust to the position of the horses. Sometimes you need to adjust the energy. And sometimes you need to abandon that choreography altogether in the interest of taking time to create a relationship with that animal.
Rarely program steps. We work with improvisational scores. Two of the most basic scores that we work with are energetic sponging and spatial tracking.
So with energetic sponging, Clement will be the prime mover, and I'm going to follow him by soaking up the energy of his movement. So I'm not trying to copy him or look like him, but rather I try to move in the same kind of environment energetically that he is. And as his energy shifts, I try to change mine with it as much as I can. With spatial tracking, I track a part of my body on his, meaning I follow it through space, and I try my best to keep that relationship as accurate as I can. So I'm not designing, I'm more surviving and getting the job done.
In order to do this work with horses, we actually need to create a legible language with each animal, which means that when we're improvising, we actually have to remember exactly what we did. And in order to practice this kind of logging, we have a score that we do in the studio that's based on the Fibonacci equation. 1 + 1 = 2, 1 + 2 = 3, you know the equation, some of you. Fibonacci was a mathematician in the 1500s, and he devised this equation because actually he was interested in how rabbits mate. And what interested us was the fact that the movement that we create becomes genetically encoded. We are beholden to remember the exact movement phrase because what we do affects what the next person does. We actually need a lot of horsemanship to do this work.
So when we're improvising with the horses, we're more in play mode, and they're free to offer whatever response they want. But when we switch into our horsemanship training, we're asking for specific responses from them. So one thing we ask of them is to follow our lead. We ask them to yield to pressure. And we ask them to stay with us. Stay with me. Good girl. There too. Yeah.
Push your back into the horse and let it, and stop with your hands. Let the horse come around you. Let the horse come around you. Yes. Yes, push her with your back a little bit. Just hold that space with your back. There. Look straight, look straight, look straight, look straight. Turn right. Yep. Yeah, I like the way you're getting that feeling. Nice. Good. You could shoot out of that to the right, out into the open, maybe not into the fence, but you gotta go again. Or just whatever. Great. She's watching you. You need to notice what the horse notices and dance. You need to do it all. Nice. I just wanted her to go. He didn't say, "Oh, we're going to do sideways now." She needed to move to give him the space he was asking for.
That was beautiful.
Beautiful. So that's what you were talking about earlier. Woohoo! Ha 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 ha!
Dear Cat, yesterday I watched you with Roxy. I saw the spatial patterns you were using, small cues I thought you were using, and I thought I could just soak up what I observed. Then I got out there and tried what I thought I observed, and failed to embody the most essential thing, feel. The concept of feel is puzzling. I'm not understanding exactly what I should be feeling. I can see visual cues. I can now clearly sense when Roxy begins to accelerate and crowd me. But beyond that, my desire for spatial clarity is making me brace. Trying to be clear physically is resulting in hard edges. I'm adding body information that is causing miscommunication. Clearly, I'm not really feeling. Clearly, I don't really understand what it means to have feel. I wonder if horsemanship feel is simply outside my world of comprehension. For me, sometimes it seems like horsemanship is just about managing the animal. And then I wonder, when do we get to just enjoy a shared conversation?
Hi, Jo. I think that feel is one of the hardest things to learn and to teach, because it reaches a point where it can't necessarily be broken down into physical cues or techniques. It involves a constant awareness of space, time, energy. It can't be mimicked or copied from how it looks on another person, because each person's connection with a horse, even with the same horse, is a unique experience. As a kid, my innate sense of feel was often noticed by my trainers and other horse people. I didn't know I was doing anything special. I was just naturally tuning myself into the horse's energy and choosing how to communicate based off what I felt I was getting from them. My way of working off instinct like this was often compared to other kid riders around me, most often my older sister. She was more advanced and much physically stronger than me. She would often ride with power and muscle first, which for some horses caused her a long process of butting heads before getting her desired results. For me, at my young age and small size, muscling through was not an option. I think that the way in that I found for myself was this energetic awareness, a sometimes invisible but constant recalibrating between me and the horse that I later learned to call feel. This is what became my strength. Feel is that thing that helps personalities click. It's how two energies learn to fit together. Some relationships may take more conscious effort and communication to gain clarity. Others may seem to be on the same page almost automatically. Either way, this feel is built through experience and through presence. Things that will block this sense of feel include rushing or what-ifs or disconnection from your own gut instincts and anything else that takes you out of the present moment.
For me, being a father of two energetic boys, the tool that I have to practice the most is patience.
Simultaneously, working with a horse is not different. Every single time you interact with a horse, you have to practice being in the moment, observe, and communicate. This teaches me a lot about staying in the moment, taking every second in, observe, before reacting to it. In order for me to lead the horse, I need to do a lot of the physical listening, observing, and finding a way to interact. This is not about planning what to do next with a horse, but it's about observing, listening, and finding a way to communicate, which forces you to do more of the listening rather than talking. So the best thing that I can do is finding a way to tune into the moment, to the present, the here and now, and listen.
Why didn't we notice that Lorenzo, the little buckskin, really wanted to be a part of our trio? We humans, we're so involved with our own lives. There's so much we don't notice. We were so involved with doing the choreography, we missed that amazing series of cues that he gave us to be a part of our trio. This work calls for a kind of humility and vulnerability. And in the studio, we practice that. And one of the scores we do is a score called a blind duet. In this score, Kat is going to create a gesture phrase. She hasn't choreographed it ahead of time. It's different every single time. Clement is going to learn this phrase completely blind, with his eyes closed, just feeling the movement through his hands.